Tonight, the governor's office has filed a writ of mandate with the Supreme Court of Guam with the hopes of compelling the Guam legislature to transmit Bill 1-1S, also known as the TRAN bill, to Adelup for action. Here's more. Bill 1 authorizes a borrowing instrument called a Tax Revenue Anticipation Note, or TRAN, so that tax refunds can be paid out quicker. Similar to a payday loan, the issuance is borrowed against money the government knows it will receive throughout a fiscal year. Last year, the legislature and Adelup were at odds over the TRAN measure, but the bill ultimately failed, according to the legislature, by a vote of 7 yeas to 6 nays. The governor challenged their vote, saying Guam's Organic Act only requires a majority of senators present and voting to approve a measure for it to pass, as was the case for this specific bill's vote. The legislature, on the other hand, argued that their standing rules require that a measure receive yes votes from a majority of the members of the entire legislative body. This means the legislature's standing rules require that 8 of the 15 senators vote yes on a bill in order for it to pass. The governor's office took the legislature to court and essentially won the case. The Supreme Court gave an opinion that a measure only needs the majority vote of those present and voting as long as there is a quorum for the legislature to be in session. The Supreme Court also opined that the legislature's standing rules that require 8 votes for passage was inorganic. But the Supreme Court also distinctly declined to rule on whether Bill 1 did get enough votes to pass. So, without a clear mandate by the Supreme Court, Legislative Secretary Senator Regine Bisco-Lee refused to transmit the bill to the governor for action. Now, the governor has filed a writ of mandamus, seeking a clear mandate from the Supreme Court. The governor in court papers says if the legislature is not compelled to transmit the bill, he will be irreparably harmed, as he will not be able to exercise his organic authority to enact laws. The doctrine of separation of powers will be violated, and he will suffer the willful misapplication of the law. This afternoon, the legislature decided to revisit the TRAN bill, but this time the measure failed with a vote of 8 to 6. There was one excused absence granted to Senator Jim Espaldon because of a conflict of interest. Governor Calvo then reacted to this news on K57's 4-hour Phil this afternoon with host Phil Leon Guerrero. For more on his angry reaction, you can log on to thepacificnewscenter.com.